Hi, I am Lobo,
I'm Jax.
and we are here on our Friday news reports pretty much of the week. Sorry for the delay or the restart. We had a little bit of a.
Technical malfunction.
Let's go with that. I like the way you said it on the check. Better. A lot of shit. But regardless, we want to apologize. We had another technical difficulties with the laptop here. There was something wrong with it.
As I can state right now, do not buy an Asus ROG gaming laptop. If you can, go with a PC for ease of use where you're using a laptop. Other than that, it does a lot of what it needs to just fine, but the problem being is sometimes, just sometimes,
it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. But regardless, how you been, bud?
Today was a good day. Went shooting, getting prepping for duck hunting.
Nice. You last week you were talking with a few coworkers. You're excited for it.
Oh, duck hunting is a part of my life now, and I enjoy going out doing duck hunting stuff, doing deer hunting stuff. I did an elk hunt 2 different times, and both times I was beyond winded.
Wow.
You
have to be on your feet a lot, though, on those.
We hiked something like 14 miles, I think, and going up, just up, 116 flights of stairs. That's not counting the down that we had to do.
Yeah.
And a flight of stairs is, well, the size of a floor is 10 feet on average.
Yes.
So if you also account for the 3 feet that it takes to support a floor, 13 by 113.
Too much math.
Yeah.
It's
fast math.
It sounds like painful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so duck hunting is a little chill.
I sit on my ass in a tripod chair and wait for them to fly over.
And then you blast. Got it.
That's the goal, at least. I'm not going to say if I hit anything or not.
So I'm glad you're enjoying yourself at least through that. But let's get right into it because we missed about a week or so. There was not a lot of crazy news, but we did miss 2 weeks of the NFL season. Preseason. So
yes, the preseason.
Well, first, the Raiders beat the Rams last week. They annihilated them. They beat the crap out of them, let's be honest. And then next, they got the Cowboys here tomorrow night or tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow night, it is 6 p.m. our time.
Ooh, I'll be able to see it here.
Oh, yeah. Be able to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, their last game against the Rams went 34-17.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, they've been destroying teams. They beat the 49ers the week before.
Oh, yeah.
I see nothing but victory in our rear mirror here soon.
But that's what happened during last preseason. Is all 3 games they took it home with outstanding victories, and then they lost their first 4 games.
Yeah. So that's the thing that I'm. Like I say, a lot of teams say preseason it doesn't matter, but it still shows some hope of what your team could possibly be. But with that being said, the Bills unfortunately fall to the Steelers last week.
That's a rip.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the Bills, but they looked terrible this preseason so far.
It looks like they gave, just looking at scores, they still fought a little bit. It's 15-27. So what, like 1.5 touchdown difference?
Yeah. The thing is, like I said with the Raiders look good, and then during the season they stunk it up. Bills might look really bad right now, and they might win the whole shebang. So preseason only is good to determine what backup or extra players you're keeping and how to form your team and how they're looking as a unit. So this is the last game of the preseason here coming up with week 3. A lot more starters will be playing to see how your team really is. Right now there's a few games live actually.
The Patriots and Titans just ended.
Yes, the Titans beat the snot out of the Patriots. 23-7. No surprise there, but also Bill Belichick is not known to care about the preseason, so this might just be nothing.
Yep. The Lions and Panthers and Chargers and 49ers are. Oh, no, sorry. Lions and Panthers are quarter 4 right now, 2 minutes, 28 seconds remaining.
It's almost over, and it looks like the Panthers are driving. Sorry for the yawn, I had a long day.
No, Lions are 26.
Sorry, yes. But the Panthers looks like they're driving down to try and score and make it a closer game. And then the Chargers and 49ers are about to go to halftime. They're a game a point apart, 6-7.
Somebody didn't get the field goal.
10-6. Someone just hit a field goal.
Nice.
So it literally just changed. So it looks like that game's gonna be a lot closer than the other two.
49ers are seeming decently hot right now.
They've been good for a few years. Due to injuries or other things, they have not been able to win a Super Bowl. But let's see if this year is their year. But speaking of that, we're going to come back into the schedule here in a bit. But something just happened, literally right as we were trying to go live. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But it was a trade. The Dallas Cowboys traded for
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, exactly. The 49ers gave up a lot to pick him a few years ago, and he looked like their future. Last year he gets injured, and now he's a Cowboy. I don't know what to say about this one. I think they might have a project in their hands, the Cowboys, I mean. And it seems like the 49ers got rid of a possible hindrance of them.
All right, so you think that the Cowboys are going to be dragging ass a little bit with Trey Lance on there?
Well, he's not going to start. They still got, what's his name?
Induct him, essentially.
Yeah, he's going to be a backup of a backup, I think. They still got a few others that could possibly go ahead of him. He's definitely a project now. It seems like the 49ers overstretched for him when they drafted him, and it didn't pan out. So now he'll be a Cowboy and see what happens there. But anyways, now moving back. Sorry, just had to go since we were talking about the 49ers. Any games that interest you this week besides I'm guessing the Bills and Bears tomorrow?
Bills and Bears and Packers and Seahawks.
Okay.
I know that 2 people at our work are going to be having a feud over who won.
The Packers and Seahawks?
Yeah.
Who's the Seahawks fan?
Aaron. Oh.
Is he the picker?
Yeah, the picker. The picker, Aaron.
I know who he is.
Battery changer, Aaron.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really more excited to see the Raiders and Cowboys, especially because I'll be able to see it after work.
Yeah, I'll definitely tune in, and if they're getting their butts kicked, I will be sending text messages to 2 people.
Yes, if the Bills get killed, I'm gonna mess with you. But I'll be at work during that time. Also, another interesting is the battle of the Big Apple, New York and New York Jets.
Oh yeah,
so Giants and Jets fighting in the last preseason game. So I think this is a staple of the New York teams. That in the last preseason game, they always play each other.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to some news that usually some injury happens to one or the other. That's a big impact. So Aaron Rodgers just went to the Jets. Let's hope that doesn't happen. you know. But yeah, that's just some of our thoughts and what we think will be interesting. Next week we'll be talking about the season that's going to start and what we think. We might actually do some projections since we don't have that much need.
Yeah. So first game Thursday, September 7th.
Yes.
Will be Lions and Chiefs.
Yes. The Super Bowl champs are going to open up with, for the first time in a long time, a very hopeful Lions team and fandom that they could do some damage here in the NFL. And then the Raiders open up against the Broncos. I think
that's going to be September 10th. Whenever
Sunday, if I remember correctly.
September 10th is a Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely watching that one. But we'll go over some more games here on Monday. So that way we can get our insights what we think the first few weeks are going to be, and what we think the tables are going to look like going as the season progresses. If you're down with that.
Yeah, no, I'm fine looking into it and trying to put some pins on who might be
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the Broncos, unfortunately, their wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, who's like 2-3 years in, suffered an injury, a hamstring injury, had to be carted off of the field during practice this week. Bad news for Broncos fans, good news for Raider fans, and actually Chargers and Chiefs fans too. I know by proximity, I think they're the closest to us, besides Vegas. You said you're a Bills fan mostly, right?
So, Dad was a Broncos fan. I have a little bit of Broncos merch. Bills, I've been inducted as an honorary member by my friend. I'm not jumping through no damn table.
I will jump through a table.
And you've been kind of looping me in with my other buddy that I'm also an honorary Raiders fan.
Sweet.
And yeah, and I'm getting more towards the leverage of being a Raiders fan. You know, a little underdog victory.
Well,
makes me want to rob some banks.
You're not wrong. So Raiders were known as usually the outlaws of the NFL. People that were too either grimy, too dirty, too physical, whatever that might be, or people that weren't wanted anywhere else. They would come to the Raiders and become a great team. That has since gone away. That was for the 70s, 80s, and a bit of the 90s. But it's still an outlaw team, really. So it called to me as Pirates called to me when I was younger. Pirates of the Caribbean movies, all that.
And you weren't a Buccaneers fan?
They weren't around when I started. I mean, they were around, but they sucked really bad.
Yeah.
They sucked.
They're the Buccaneers. They still suck.
I mean, they won a Super Bowl just recently, so we can't say that. They got 2 Super Bowl rings. And
sometimes you just get lucky.
And they beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So,
well, that's ancient history. When's the last time Raiders are at the Super Bowl?
That one. When the Bucks beat us, I'll never forget it. It was... Anyways, moving on. I'm not going to cry in my live stream.
We got more crying later.
Yeah, dude, we got to talk about that one. But also, Cardinals trade the Giants for Isaiah Simmons, a safety. They beef up their defense. Almost for a steal. I think they gave him a 7th round pick, I think, for what is essentially a great multi-tool player. Isaiah Simmons was described to be a cornerback that could play a linebacker and could rush the quarterback. That is very rare to find in the NFL. Multi-talented. So he could guard you one-on-one. He could hit the running back pretty hard, and he could go through the massive meaty line of the offense and get to the quarterback. What does that tell you? He's fast. He's agile. His football IQ is high, and he's strong as hell too. I think he checks off everything if you want a good defender. But it seems like the Giants didn't use him right. Maybe he'll be better for the Cardinals. Aaron, that this is something you showed me during the weekend. I tried to watch. I was very beat. I didn't watch. But if you want to get into it, UFC 292.
Yes, we are going UFC 292. So I only really watched the 2 main cards.
Gotcha.
And that was Zhang Wei Li. Zhang Wei Li and Amanda Lemos.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It was a fight to witness. It honestly, don't get me wrong, the main fight was pretty nice.
Which is what I saw mostly.
But Wei Li just kept wailing on Amanda Lemos, and she beat a lot of decent records, personal records and official records.
Okay.
She got the most hits as a woman's UFC champ, and I don't remember if she bypassed 300 or if it was like 291 hits.
I was looking a little bit into it, and she looks the way I see it, in every category, it seemed like the most one-sided fight I've ever seen. Like, we've seen one-sided fights where it was quick knockout,
Oh, yeah.
a few rounds knockout. But if I remember correctly, this went the whole way, right?
This went all 5 rounds, all the way up to the bell. And, I mean, Lemos got her shit rocked a couple of times. And there was I think there was 2 or 3 times that you could see that she just was lights out for a second and came back. You know, a quick restart.
Jesus.
And Amanda Lemos only had 13% the amount of hits that Wei Li had. Now, for personal records, Wei Li also got 6 takedowns. That is her previous record, which wasn't set too long ago, as 5. Yeah, she did pretty good, and she attempted 7 takedowns, missed 1.
Wow, that's
It was
high percentage.
Yeah, 83.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And oh man, Amanda Lemos was in it for the fight. She braved everything. She did a lot of tactical whatever.
The thing is, when you're getting sprayed up like that with shots after shots, start throwing some shots, man. Because if not, you're just gonna get.
Oh no, she tried.
So she wasn't landing him, or what?
Yeah, I mean, she was in there for the fight. She just couldn't hit her. Wei Li is that freaking good, and she is now a personal favorite for me.
All right.
She's not a mommy by any standard,
No.
but I respect her as a fighter. I respect Amanda Lemos as a fighter. She did pretty good.
I mean, on the plus side, is she was like Amanda. It seems, sorry, has a great chin. If she took all that and still fought through it.
Oh yeah, a lot of it was body.
Oh, okay.
And it was when she was on the ground, and Wei Li only had
one
hand going. I was surprised at how well Amanda Lemos was able to defend on the ground. She did such an amazing job with what she could do. I mean, granted, there wasn't a lot done on her end, but it was 14, almost 15 minutes of ground control by Wei Li. And
yeah, like I said, everything I was reading about it, it just seems like Amanda did not deserve to fight in the same ring with her. It just like Zhang just destroyed her in every aspect. From the moment they rang that bell to the end, there was no chance in hell Lemos was going to win.
I will say it was a very one-sided fight. It really was. And I don't think that Amanda Lemos didn't deserve to be there. I just think that they're on 2 very different levels. That Wei Li needs to be re-looked at as where she's at in
step up in competition.
Yeah, step up in competition, because she is that freaking good.
Okay.
I mean, she can take on some of the guys, no problem.
Cool. Well, speaking of the guys, I don't know if she'll be able to take on this guy. Freaking O'Malley,
he's a beast.
He beat not the Snog, because the first round you were saying, Aljamain had a pretty good first round.
So it played out. O'Malley controlled the first round.
Okay.
But Aljamain won the first round.
By strikes.
Yeah, by strikes and by whatever. But O'Malley kept keeping him in the corner, and he was moving around him. And Aljamain was jumping and floating around like a butterfly, man. Round 2, he floated too hard.
O'Malley hit him with that counter right, overhand right to the butt and dropped him. So that second round it went viral everywhere.
Oh yeah!
So as soon as it happened in the morning, I checked it. I saw it like 3 different times.
I'm not on too many sports feeds on my personal socials and all that, and still it was showing up everywhere.
Yeah. It was a quick round, and then I was watching videos after and interviews. It looked like he was expecting Aljamain to overextend, which is what happened. He, like you said, he floated a little too fast, too wide, too quick, and O'Malley just got him.
So I mean, Aljamain, he wound up too hard, man. He was able to see it, and O'Malley, he even going into the fight, I'm a sniper. I will find his chin. Granted, he hit him in the cheekbone, but
Close enough.
close enough.
And enough was enough for the win and the new champion.
Yeah, I will say though, Aljamain almost had him down to a pin in the second round.
Okay.
So where it all went wrong is O'Malley was backing him back in the corner. Aljamain came out swinging at him, got the tables flipped. Aljamain went for him against the fence. He had him up by the leg, and he was able to push off the leg, get back, run back, and he overextended his shot. Well, not overextended, but he wound up so freaking hard. I don't remember if it was his first shot in or second shot in, but he just went for it, and you could see he tucks the hand and just...
Yeah. So the way I saw it, he tucks with the right and then immediately comes back with the overhead. Well, congratulations for O'Malley because he's the new champion.
Oh, deserved.
Yes, after that one, yes, very much deserved. Seems like I missed a hell of at least the top two fights on there. So
yeah, it was worth it. I know you had things going on, so it happens. The next 293 looks like it'll be the main card's what I'm going to be watching. I'll maybe pop in for a second and be like, oh, that's going on, or playing some video games, looking over. Oh, okay, that's still happening.
The main event's the only one I saw on that card, so I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing, but definitely the main event. Well, now moving on to something that I've been so happy they've been so hot. As you can see, I'm wearing my hat. The Dodgers still hot as hell. They did lose more than a few. They lost a few more games, obviously, but they're still sitting pretty in third place overall in the major leagues. They went from fourth or fifth to third in this last week or so.
That's good.
They're hot. They're hot. And speaking of hot, they won tonight 7-4 against Boston. It seems like they're a freight train. Not many teams seem like they could keep up. So I am so excited. I hope they get to the World Series and win another one, personally. But who knows? There's still, I think, like 40 games left and then the playoffs. So anything can happen, but I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about baseball. I watched a little bit of it. I'll root with you, man. If Dodgers go, Dodgers go.
There we go. Another news, Miami still freaking undefeated with Messi in there.
I think it should be Messi is undefeated.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But ever since Messi came into Miami seems not completely untouchable, but they're definitely like, okay, now they're a team. Now they're a team to be reckoned with because
they're executing perfectly. Mostly perfectly, but it just seems Messi's carrying the team and the other two players he brought with him. I kind of want to see him play better competition, although the team they beat yesterday from Cincinnati is a pretty good team, and they beat them in penalty. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But regardless, congratulations to them. And another congratulations, I think we missed this last week. Spain, or maybe it was the day we missed. I think we captured it, but either way.
Congratulations again to Spain, which I was right, and I rooted for. I should have bet. I should have bet you. I should have bet a lot of money when you, so we can't bet.
I should have bet O'Malley. I really should have. My brother was just like, hey, yo, it's 3.3 to 1 odds of winning.
That means you would have gotten a triple what you put down.
$100 would have been $330, baby. And going into the ring, I saw this guy, and I was just like, he's taking it.
I should have bet on Spain. As soon as USA was eliminated, I kind of had a feeling it was them or Japan.
Yeah.
But regardless, congratulations to them. Now, we got some bad news this week. Two big names in wrestling.
Big stars. I'd go as far as stars.
One was more back in the day, but regardless,
Terry Funk.
at age 79 has passed away. And then the day after, which this one almost, not because I was a big fan, because I was a fan, but not like when Eddie Guerrero died. That brought me to tears again.
Yeah.
But Bray Wyatt died at the age of 36. So sad to see that life ended so short. Not to mention he had a great career already, and he was so incredible in the ring. And then SmackDown had a tribute for him. This today we saw it, bro. Talking about tearing up on live stream.
I didn't freaking watch anything from Bray Wyatt, maybe one time.
Yeah,
And
I think
after,
WrestleMania.
yeah, WrestleMania, I think he was there for something.
Yeah,
And oh my gosh, the video that they had put together,
hit.
it hit hard. I don't know the guy. Just him walking out, oh my gosh, I loved his aesthetic. He was my kind of cowboy redneck.
Yes.
I wish that I could feel more emotion for his loss.
I mean, with that tribute, we felt it because at the end of it, you were telling me, "Man, I gotta take off my glasses. This is hurt."
Oh yeah, I was wiping, man.
Yeah, me too. And now
Front to back though.
Poor China. But regardless, rest in peace to them. The wrestling business loses two legends. Bray Wyatt will be a legend, especially his contribution he had. Rest in peace to them. Life definitely cut too short from Bray Wyatt. As a person that was in the wrestling industry, it's sad to see this because the wrestling industry already has a bad name, especially with longevity and life expectancy. This is not helping, and that's not what we want to focus on. It just keeps adding to it, to the negative stereotypes of wrestlers don't live long. But regardless, we'll have a little moment here just to pay respects. Everybody out there, remember to call your family, call friends, because you never know. He was way too young and out of nowhere.
I'll leave this wisdom with all of you. And if you love somebody, you should always treat them how you want them to always be treated in your mind's eye, and always show love. You never know when the last day is going to be.
Exactly.
You don't know if the next time that I say F you are a loser that doesn't deserve anything in life. That's the last thing. And I would feel horrible for it. So instead of trying to feel horrible about it, spend every moment like it's the last.
Remember, guys, let's just be nicer to each other. That's probably a good thing to do. More news coming out from Edge, though. His retirement show was last week on SmackDown. It looked like he was done. As the week progressed, it seemed like WWE and him were trying to get a contract going. Edge wasn't sure. WWE wasn't willing. I guess they couldn't come to an agreement. But also, there's rumors he might be going to AEW.
Okay, so he's
joining Christian out in AEW.
So he's not done fighting. He's just
he's unsure of what his next step is.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious on what the politics are in all of this, but we won't go into that here because we don't like doing that.
Nope. There's more news that we could have talked about today that of certain high-profile people being arrested. We talked about it often. We're not going to do it.
We could have had a 3-hour stream if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But we don't like covering that stuff.
Yeah, it's just we want to keep it a little positive. Yes, we talked about some legends dying here today, but we want to keep it overall positive and keep it out of what's that term called? Trying to clickbait or any of that stuff just because of the argument's sake. No.
Yeah, I can't think of the exact term right now, but we will cover news that, and not to gatekeep news either, we're covering news that matters to us. If we were to open the floodgates, then it's just us reading off a list. These are things that we are passionate about talking about, and just because somebody passes away doesn't mean it needs to be a sad and somber thing. we can remember in greatness.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot of things we're not going to talk about here. Politics is one. We do talk a little bit about certain controversial stuff that that's the word I want to talk about.
Yes.
We're not trying to be too controversial. Like the CM Punk situation, just because it's so out there and it's bringing a downer on the wrestling industry first. But we're not going to talk about politics. We're not going to talk about how much money people are making.
Now, if it's something crazy that we're astounded by, we're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. But in reality, they make their money, get your money, let them get paid. People get upset when, people sign new contracts or they're pissed off the new contract.
PGA.
Just for a little bit. If they're mad about them and then you're mad that they're mad,
it's not benefiting anything.
Exactly. Let them take care of their own money. Let them take care of their own. You worry about yours. That's just something they got to deal with. Because I'm pretty sure if you were in the same foot, you want more money. Period. So we're not going to talk too much about that. Well, anyways, enough of us going around and explaining. The Edge situation is interesting, just because it seems like he might want to still wrestle, but he's not sure where.
AEW would be a crazy place to do it, though, because I would say AEW is more rough.
So, agreed. And I think that's what Edge came into when he started. It was during the WWE Attitude Era, what it was known. And it was very rough, very physical, very AEW-ish, if you want to say it like that. So, it'll be interesting. I am here for it, though. I'm here for it. Also, something I saw today, the Expendables 4 trailer, they expanded a little more on it. I don't know, it's coming out September 22nd. I'm very excited for it. I don't know if you were able to catch it.
No, I haven't seen the Expendables 4 trailer, the newest one. Only the one that they released like 2 months ago.
Okay.
And I'm really excited for this. I love action. I love all the big names in the Expendables universe.
Yes.
I love when they keep bringing just bigger and badder guys, and you're just like, he's a badass already.
Yes.
I can't wait to see him do whatever he does.
Yes, I'm very excited as well. I have all 3 movies. I love action. I know you do too.
Mm.
So the only problem is this movie's coming out when I'm in vacation. So I'm going to watch it in vacation. I don't care. Although I will wait if you're down for this, or unless you want to do a stream like we talked about before. Reviewing / reaction, whatever, on this movie if you want to. We could watch it at the same time.
Yeah, it could be a very big possibility.
Okay. So I'm down for that. Another news you mentioned to me that you finally watched the first episode of
Invincible.
I'm so excited for this.
Man. So we'll definitely be getting more into it in another video that will come out whenever it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, as for what I think is mostly everybody, the first episode is just, I wouldn't necessarily say a crawl, because there was still things happening,
mm-hmm.
but there was a lot of dialogue, and it's just like, get on with it. Like, it's 50, it feels like I'm watching a Marvel show.
A little bit, yes, you're right. But I think they build it that way specifically for the ending, which we're not going to get into too much. We're not going to talk about it too much. I think this should be a specific video for every episode, just because I want to see specifically what you're thinking. But that ending, bro.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was pretty great. In other news, we talked about me explaining how I felt about a certain arc in One Piece.
Oh, yes.
And I am at the end of Fishman Island, and it is ending. Mm-hmm. And are you wanting to talk about that here, or do you want to do it? I'm fine covering it here.
If you want to touch on it a little bit, I think we should do like Invincible. That way Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So
definitely have
we'll
more.
get back to you guys on another
Definitely
video.
have more content.
Yeah.
But if you want to touch about it a little bit here, that's
I really enjoyed Fishman Island.
Mhm.
It was a different approach to what we've seen so far in One Piece, and I liked the entire dynamic and setup for the entire thing. It was beautiful. And the final
aesthetically.
aesthetically, it was very good. Not my favorite island so far,
Okay.
but it's very beautiful. A lot of very beautiful things there.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, I'm starting to watch Ahsoka. Came out Tuesday, so the 22nd.
Okay.
They are going to be releasing every Tuesday at midnight. So
Kind of like Secret Invasion or Secret War, whatever.
yeah, it's releasing episodically.
Okay.
It will have 8 episodes. So far in the show, it is neat. It seems like it's a show that we're just going to cover all in one go.
Okay. So let me watch the first episode and then this Tuesday.
It's released 2 episodes.
Okay, 2 episodes and then the third one this next Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay. And then we could see what we want. If we want to do it episodically or a few episodes at a time and then the whole thing. We could talk about it on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what it is because what you mentioned a little bit before. You're a big Star Wars fan, so for what
I'm a big Star Wars fan,
So
but
for-
I'm also biased. I hate being biased in this scenario, but I'm biased for very specific reasons, and it's something that just shakes me to the core.
Mhm.
But I am going to shed that when we're posting videos.
So what you said has kind of caught me off guard. I didn't think you were going to go that way, but I'm still going to watch it. Hopefully, it's in my mind is a little different, but we will see. You have any other entertainment thing that you've been?
Yeah, so I've been playing. I've been talking to you about it. It's Black Desert Online.
Mm.
Been a very fun game. What am I up to? It's my 4th job.
Okay.
So it's very fun. I put in a lot of time for it. They are coming out with a single player version of it. It is a RPG roleplay.
Okay.
So it's going to be very cool, very fun to see. I'm sad that it's not multiplayer. I didn't read about the information originally, but it was going to initially be a single player game.
Gotcha.
And it makes me sad that it's going to be a single player game because I really enjoy playing
With friends.
It's a big thing that drives me. And if Crimson Desert is anything close to Black Desert Online,
Mhm.
I could spend 12 hours fishing in that game just because.
Jesus. I don't think I've ever spent more. No, lie. Army of Two.
Oh, fun game.
I spent one night and I beat it in one night.
Oh, yeah.
I was,
We got to play that.
yes, but I was also drunk out of my mind and a few other things out of my mind.
I am so down for doing a drunk live stream of that, man.
I'm down to. But regardless, I think that is all we
Yep.
have. Stick around for Monday. We'll have some more news. And then Wednesdays, we'll be doing some drops as well as our plan is to start doing more content so we can start spreading it out during the week.
Yeah.
So you have more content from us. And any ideas you have from us, leave them in the comments. Remember to be grateful for everything you have, all the problems you don't have, because we could always have it worse. Remember to love each other, especially in the news we got this week. It's like he said, it could end in an instant. Let's enjoy our company of our family, friends, love each other. Take everything we say as a grain of salt. Remember, we're just 2 doofuses, 2 jokers who love to talk about stuff we love. Double love, all love here.
I'm starting to sound like a hippie.
I mean, it's your fault. But regardless, take it as a grain of salt. If you get offended, move along. We understand we're not for everybody. If you enjoy us, give us a thumbs up, leave some comments, anything you might want us to talk about, review, whatever, let us know. But other than that, this was Joker's Wild Side. I'm Lobo.
I'm Jax.
See you later.